definitely want to get going on this Transitone, which I'm not sure of the year, but it needs some love. It's got a crack and it's missing the back a little bit, but we've got, these are the leads for the antenna. But the tubes are all in there, and it just needs a little love. I feel like I can give it that love, but one thing it doesn't have the dial cover, so we got to do that. And one way to do that is to make one. So I'm going to use some clear polyacrylic, and I've made a little jig so that I can heat it up, put it over this cardboard, and the idea is I've had this, it takes a few tries, but I've had some good success with this. As you press this over this, as you warm it, the corners of the box kind of collapse and it gives it that rounded look. So, let's see. All right, here we go. It's going to become flexible in a little bit. Just heat it a little at a time and it'll start to warp. Like so, if you overheat it, it'll turn white. You don't want that to happen. But it's starting to curl up, it's starting to get soft. Now I gotta hold it as hard as I can while it cures. And hopefully we get a good usable shape. All right, we'll see you in a second here. I'm going to see if I can heat it up again and get this corner to pop. I don't think so. But we'll see. It might turn white if we reheat it and ruin it. But we're going to see. Basically just want this corner. I don't know how many chances we're going to get at that, but much better in the corner there. I think these are all right. Okay, well, let's see. Well, it turned out fairly straight. You're always gonna have a little bit of the wrinkly stuff, but a good tip is make sure that goes whatever side has the most crease, put to the top, because you're going to see the bottom of the radio. So at the bottom of the radio, the bottom of this window. And then the important part really is, can the dial move without being obstructed? And we have enough room, and it doesn't mess with the window, and it's all the way forward, so we're good. I like it. I think it looks good. before I get to this crack here, I am going to restore the radio electronically, and I'm going to get this out and clean it. Let's take a look at the speaker. I think there's a tear in the speaker. So this speaker has all kinds of crusties. The voice coil is rubbing on. We might need to recone this speaker. Now, as far as the electronics, this here, all this wire has to be replaced. And what you're looking at when the wire gets like this, somebody sprayed cleaner in here. Maybe they sprayed it topside from the tube sockets. Either cleaner or degreaser. You can see the little soldering mark. They replaced a couple capacitors, and whatever chemical they used, it absolutely devastated the wiring. So the wiring has to be completely redone. So we need a new power cord. We need to recap this. All these capacitors have to go. And we're going to need all new wiring. We're probably going to have to replace this resistor here. We'll have to take this apart, clean that out, and rebuild it because it's got stuff in it. It's got chunky stuff in it. But, I mean, other than needing all new wires, all new parts, a recap or a rebuild. Holy smokes, that's it. That's a field coil speaker. I didn't even notice. So we'll definitely have to recone the speaker. There's the field coil there. It is exactly that. It's just a coil wrapped around a center core there. And when you energize it, when you add power to it, DC power, it becomes a magnet. So instead of having a permanent magnet, you've got the electromagnet. So this thing's going to need a little love for sure. It definitely has its share of crispy critters and fuzzies, and hopefully nothing jumps out and kills us, but I think we're going to be okay. One thing I really like about it is I'm a huge fan of lockable sockets. For me, they work real good. Put them in, they stay in real good. They don't move around a lot. They're less noisy. So I think the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to recone this speaker. So the speaker's out. It does have a small tear in it, but I'm going to replace that whole cone anyways. That crunchy, crispy I'm hearing, I don't want to push too hard on this. There appears to be some kind of bow in... this is a really old style. It doesn't have a spider, which it would hold up the cone part here, this paper part. Instead, it's got these little supports, and they appear to be bowed, and it's holding the coil right out of where it should be. That should be all the way down in there, just peeking up a little bit, maybe. But that isn't right. The other thing that I see that I think is terrible is this is going to need an entire rebuild, what I call it. Like, all the components are going to have to be replaced. And you can see here there's a capacitor that exploded. Hopefully the coils are good. But yeah, even the resistors are funky looking. So we'll rebuild it. That's what we're gonna do.